You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you.
I don't think it is very useful to speculate on what God might or might not be able to do. Rather, we should examine what he actually does with the universe we live in.
We are all explorers, driven to know what's over the horizon. The most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They're within us, woven into the threads that bind us.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy new moon in Cancer. Tonight marks the beginning of a new moon cycle, and today marks the solar return of Elon Musk and John Cusack. Some interesting Cancers. Mel Brooks also celebrating a birthday today. Kathy Bates. Let's see, anyone else? Very interesting that Elon Musk is a Cancer. Anyway, if you're joining me live, let me know in the comments, how are you feeling today? That's really the question under the Cancer new moon. How are you feeling? And really feel into that question. Let it settle for a second and give yourself a moment to find the answer within your body, your actual emotional state. That's the key to working with this Cancer new moon. Hi, Diane. Hello, Ken. Thank you both for being here. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about the powerful energy of this new moon in Cancer tonight. It's about 8 p.m. tonight Pacific time that the moon becomes new. And we have some other major transits playing out in the background that are really feeding into the energy of this new moon. So we'll go over those as well. And we will walk through each sign, each rising sign, to talk about what energy, what area of your life this new moon is activating for you. So get comfortable, grab your coffee, grab some water. Definitely drink lots of water today under the new moon in Cancer, a water sign. And let's get right into it. Bree says, my body is like, hello. Makes sense. Girl, me too. My body today really told me to slow down. I delayed the stream a little bit, as you guys know, and my body is, she is very loud today, so I'm right there with you. Ooh, feeling optimistic and ready for change. There's a lot of Jupiter activation happening today that we'll talk about, likely why you're feeling really optimistic, and there's an energy of readiness too. Water it is then. Yeah, drink water. If you have a nice bathtub, tonight would be a great night to take a bath, working with that water energy, manifesting with the water, even a shower if you're not a bath person. I like to shower rather than bathe personally. Or if you have a swimming pool, if you live near a body of water, going swimming today, all would be super, super powerful ways to work with this new moon. So the moon is officially in Cancer now. We have the sun and moon in the same sign, which marks the new moon, when the sun and moon come to the same spot in the sky. That's why the moon is dark, why we don't see any light on the moon, because it's directly between the sun and the earth. So the dark side of the moon, the side that we never see, is actually illuminated tonight. And let's just give a moment for Cancer energy, okay? Just a reminder. I know we talked about this at the beginning of Cancer season, but Cancer is the sign of the home. It's the sign of the crab. It's the sign of the mother. And all of these things, all of these symbols really play into the protective energy, the safe energy that Cancer brings. Finding a home in your body. You know, Cancer is the crab because the shell represents this exterior home with this soft, gooey inside that represents our emotions. So, of course, Cancers are known for being big softies, having really sensitive emotions. You might be feeling that today under the Cancer moon as well. But also, you'll notice the Cancers in your life are probably pretty protective too of their people, of their family. Cancer is very family focused. In our bodies, Cancer represents our womb space, our breasts, a lot of the female organs, because Cancer is the sign of the divine feminine and of the mother. So under this moon in Cancer, this new moon, you know, as you're asking yourself, how do I feel? And really sitting with that question, asking your body, how do you feel? Because remember, our mind and our body are different entities working together all the time. And asking furthermore, how can I feel safe within my body? That's another question to pose under this new moon in Cancer. Yeah, all about a good shower. And you know what, I saw a video on Instagram, I think, or TikTok, something like that, about if you're into witchcraft, manifestation, things like that, which of course we'll be talking about under the new moon, using the water to cleanse you. So this woman who has a very witchy business talked about how you can like remove curses and hexes or clear any density in the shower or in a bath by literally just speaking as the water is hitting you. You know, this water removes any density, any darkness within me, watching it wash down the drain. You could even put a crystal that's good for clearing, like smoky quartz, in the bottom of your bathtub or shower to really pull any density. That would be a great way to amplify your water rituals today. Staying hydrated for my Cancer learnings and COVID. Super fun. Yeah, your body is telling you to slow down, my little Cancer. I know that it's not the most fun way to learn. I'm feeling you today. I'm sending you positive energy and just really, really listening to our bodies today. What signals are they sending us? Cat's Organite is a must. crystalrisingco.com, crystalrisingco.com, I think is the website. Kat is a mentor of mine. She is my crystal guru. And I love that you just said that, because my body, you know, sorry, Ken, and any other Ray, any guys watching, my moon started today. So when I say my body told me to slow down, behind me, I literally have a Shungai Organite feather to try to pull any pain or density out of my lower back. So that's another great crystal or, you know, piece of material to work with to pull any density. All right. Talking about all the fun, witchy things we can do to cleanse our bodies during Cancer season. Now let's talk about the potent energy of this new moon in Cancer. So the moon is new right before 8 p.m. Pacific time, which means tonight is a really beautiful night to work with this energy. The moon moved into Cancer at about 4 this morning, and it's not making any connections until right around the new moon, and then there are a lot of things happening all at once. So today, you know, starting the day, it seems not just with me, but with everyone who's joining the conversation today, that we're being asked to slow down and to listen to our body. You might even be feeling a little bit emotional or sensitive as the moon makes its way into Cancer. Tonight, the energy could be a little bit more potent, and not potent in the sense of like, whoa, it's even worse, but I think we could feel a little zing tonight to do some manifestation, to set some intentions under this new moon in Cancer. So let's talk about this potent opportunity that this new moon brings. Not only is the new moon in its home sign of Cancer, remember the moon is right at home in Cancer, asking us to return to our body, find safety in ourselves, but it's also a return to our intuition. So the moon in Cancer invites us to get really quiet so we can listen to these signals, to these pings that are coming up. And it's a very restful energy with the moon in Cancer, being at home, being in a comfortable place, a place where we feel safe. That can allow us to manifest or set intentions with more clarity and from a place that is more aligned with our true desires and our true feelings. You know, sometimes we get so caught up in what we want to manifest and dreaming big and all these things that we don't take a moment to just get quiet and pose that question again. How do I feel about this intention I'm setting, and really let it resonate within us? Listening to our body, I mean, I can't say that enough. That is your superpower under this new moon. And even if your body is yelling at you, it's okay. Listen to it. Give it the space that it needs to express, right? Watch your mood. In general, under a Cancer moon, we can get a little moody because we are all more sensitive and we are more attuned to other people's emotions too, how we are taking care of others, how we are taking care of ourselves. And some of the other connections the moon is making could make us a little bit spicy, a little bitchy. So just watch your mood today. You might already be feeling that. Just be gentle, be kind to the people around you. Healing is possible under this new moon, this new beginning, this fresh start, if we do take that moment to water our own garden, to fill up our own cup first, and really attune to the subtle ebbs and flows of our own emotions. Now, let's talk about the connections the moon is making. So right as the moon becomes new, it squares off to Jupiter. And let me show you, let's pull up the chart. It's time, because we got a lot going on. I'm gonna set it to the exact time of the new moon too, just so we're all on the same page. Okay. It wants to change time zones on me. One second, everybody. Okay, here we go. Close enough. All right. Here's the chart. So we have that new moon with the moon and sun at the same spot in the sky. We're going to be talking about Lilith. She's right there too. We'll talk about her in a moment. But first, let's talk about the square that this new moon, both the sun and moon, are making to Jupiter in Aries at 7 degrees at the time of the new moon. So the sun is squaring off to Jupiter, which is a big transit, but the moon is there too, which means that this new moon, there is an energy of optimism, hope, belief, but also a little bit of restlessness. Like, I want to make it happen now. I want to do it now. With Jupiter and Aries, we really want to make big moves and take action. However, with the moon and sun in Cancer, it's all about rest and slowing down. So you can see where that tension comes in this 90-degree square, right? Here's how I see us being able to use this energy. If you try to overdo it tonight, your body is really going to yell at you. You know, body rules the day. First and foremost, whatever your body wants, she gets today. But as we're setting intentions, this square from Jupiter is inviting us to really dream big and to amplify those visions we have for ourselves. Even Jupiter's energy can help us envision the highest possible outcome, what we want to happen. So I see this more as an energy of, rather than doing and starting something, being in a very calm, restful state in our body and allowing our mind to dream big, setting those intentions in a big way. And, you know, this could bring a little burst of energy tonight as well. So if your body is like, yeah, let's do something, hey, listen to it. Our body's not always telling us to slow down. This is just giving us an abundance of faith and belief that what we want, what we intend, can actually happen, which is a beautiful energy for manifestation. And, you know, when we are setting intentions, like, go bigger than you think is achievable, honestly. You know, get quiet, but also let yourself dream really big. This new moon squared off to Jupiter is allowing us to do that. And when the sun squares Jupiter, even if the moon isn't there, it does give us more energy and it makes us more outgoing, more friendly. We want to do it all. So I'm just going to repeat this one more time. Don't necessarily do it all tonight. Just dream it all tonight, okay? It's really an energy of dreaming big. And at the same time, or shortly after the moon forms a conjunction to Lilith, our girl. We've been talking about her for the past 2 weeks. So about an hour later, the moon moves over to Lilith. Later this week, we'll talk about the exact conjunction between the sun and Lilith as well. Lilith is hanging out with us all week, you guys. And for good reason. You know, it's no secret that Lilith is that part of us who doesn't want to be controlled. She doesn't want to be repressed. She wants to be sovereign. It's this wild feminine urge to rise up, claim our power. So with the new moon conjunct Lilith, there's this very powerful element that we're working with. And it's really reminding us of our body's power with this all happening in Cancer, of our womb wisdom, of our feminine power. And even to the guys watching right now, we all have feminine energy within us. That feminine power is that creative power, that soft strength, right? That ability to make people around us feel protected, but also to be soft and gentle while we're doing it. So there's a really potent feminine energy with this new moon. And with this conjunction to Lilith in Cancer, there's an emotional awareness around what's been going on with Lilith in Cancer, around bodily autonomy, reproductive rights. And you could even feel that some of the intentions you're setting or the things you're envisioning today have to do with a feeling of revolting, standing up, boldly expressing emotions. Now, I do want to go back to not being too moody or bitchy, because when the moon forms a conjunction to Lilith, that side of us can come through very easily. We want to be mindful of the people around us, and maybe they're experiencing the same thing. So maybe you're in a good place, you've listened to your body, but your partner, your children haven't. Knowing that they're going through the same transit can help just be like, okay, there's Lilith, she's coming out, got it. But if we use the positive potential of this conjunction between the new moon and Lilith, it really is inviting us to, in our stillness, in this rest that we're giving ourselves as we go within under the dark moon, to find our power, to find our sovereignty, and to really grasp it and hold on to it and ask ourselves, what are we going to do with this power that we each have within us? What can we do with this? So we've been posing a lot of questions so far throughout the live stream. How are you feeling? Where have you been? Lilith is like what's been repressed and hiding in the shadows. So what is deep down there? What feelings, as you get quiet, have been hanging out down there in the shadows that now want to come up and be brought into the light? So how am I feeling, and where have I not been claiming my power? This is a beautiful opportunity to claim it as you continue to set these intentions and move forward into this next phase. So those are the only connections the moon is making today. And it happens all right, almost exactly at the same time as the new moon. Again, working with water around 8 o'clock tonight would be such a beautiful, powerful way to use this energy. My fiance heard this and proclaimed, yeah, he's supporting us, ladies. Oh, we love him. We love a supportive man. Yes, yes, yes. Celebrate the femme energy. Yeah, we all have the feminine energy within us, and we all have the masculine energy within us. And we'll be talking a lot about that masculine energy at the upcoming full moon in Capricorn, right? Because Cancer is very feminine, and on the opposite end of the zodiac, Capricorn is our masculine. They're these two energies that oppose each other and balance each other. A good tub meditation, definitely what the doctor ordered tonight. I feel most in touch with my subconscious when in the tub, and I like to meditate there. Very powerful realizations. You can use the water or bubbles, suds to scry. Ooh, yes. I love everybody's rituals that feel really good for them, and when you share them and you give other people ideas, it's so cool. It's like a little coven, a little witch coven that we're creating. Yes, practice patience. If you guys are quarantining together, definitely practice some patience with your partner. Make sure, my partner and I both work from home together. If you're needing that space, take that space for yourself. Lock yourself in a room for 20 minutes and just, it's okay. It's okay to just need space, and rest for your body. Sometimes we don't even realize, like, our bodies are giant receptors. We're like pieces of scientific equipment, and even just being in someone else's energy, we're picking up on things that we don't rationally realize, so especially with Lilith today, you might even be picking up on subtle cues from people you live with that are like, ooh, they're just not feeling the best. So don't be afraid to take your space and, again, how am I feeling? What does my body need? What have I been ignoring? Yeah. 2 other major transits to talk about today still. Okay, so still right around the same time as the new moon, Venus is forming a sextile to Jupiter. So not only is this new moon squaring off to Jupiter, but Venus is also at 7 degrees. Any placements you have at 7 degrees or, 6 degrees, 8 degrees in your chart are really going to be activated by this new moon. Really, in any sector of your chart, I could see that placement being activated because we have so many planets at that 7 degree mark. So you can see Venus at 7 degrees supporting or forming a sextile to Jupiter at 7 degrees. This is a great transit, again, for manifestation tonight. It's Venus, the planet of love, money, beauty, attraction, the law of attraction, right? That's Venus. Jupiter, the planet of abundance, optimism, higher learning, being able to envision things, expansion. When these 2 planets support each other, like, yes, hello, prime time for manifestation. So that's why I say that is exact at about 9 o'clock tonight, right after the new moon. That's why I say the energy could feel like it's shifting tonight and you are feeling a little bit more of a rush or an impulse even to like think about the future and dream big and set these intentions. Even if you're in your bath, in your bubble bath, crying a little bit, you can manifest while you do that too. So when Venus and Jupiter are working hand in hand in this sextile, our spirits are high, our hearts are open. Venus in Gemini is very attracted to learning new things. So maybe it's that your intention is to learn something new in the next phase. And Venus in Gemini is also helping us to relate to other people. So under this transit tonight, especially if you're feeling crabby throughout the day, it could help us just kind of return to love and be a little bit more generous. Jupiter rules generosity. So share our love a little bit more easily by the end of the day after we've taken that stillness, that time to really ask how we're feeling, figure out our own emotions. We can communicate with others more easily. We can be around others more easily tonight. I will say this could also bring a little bit of luck when it comes to money because Venus rules our finances. Jupiter is the planet of luck. So if you're trying to manifest some money, it would be a great night to do it. And we're about to go through each sign in just a moment too. So you can kind of see which area of your chart is going to be activated and maybe get some ideas around what would be most aligned for you to work on in this next moon cycle. But yeah, this is just a great energy. We are easily able to reach for love. It's a vibration of rapid manifestation and expansion. With Jupiter and Aries, it wants things to happen now. It just wants us to do it. It makes it easier to make these like bold declarations of what we want and believe that it's possible. So Venus and Jupiter working together alongside the new moon. If you're not feeling called to manifest, you don't have to. There's never a requirement to manifest under the new moon. I am under the belief that you can manifest anytime you want. We're always manifesting with our thoughts and our words, but I see this new moon as a really potent opportunity to declare our truest desires, those things that have been hiding deep within. Once we get still and ask the questions about what we really want, declare those things to the universe and dream even bigger than you think is possible, because transits like this can help those dreams become reality. And the last thing we got to talk about before we walk through what's going on with each sign is our friend Neptune. And Neptune is now retrograde. So we talked about this at the beginning of Cancer season, gave you a heads up that the retrogrades, even more of them are coming. Chiron stations retrograde in a couple weeks. And I believe Jupiter stations retrograde at the end of July. So we're going to be in full retrograde season by the end of July. This is just the latest planet to station retrograde. I was listening to another astrologer talk about Neptune retrograde, and because this is such a long retrograde, it lasts until I believe December 3rd. So it's a 5-month retrograde. It happens every year for about this long at about this time of year. It's an annual retrograde. So it's something we're really like, it's an energy we're used to being in. It's not something that's going to feel like, oh, it's all happening the whole time. Okay. Today feels like a very reflective day. That's kind of the energy we've been in over the past 2 days. And with Neptune stationing retrograde right before this new moon, literally like, 12 hours or so, 18 hours before this new moon, it's really asking us to lean into that reflective energy that we've been talking about, ask ourselves those questions. And it's, Neptune is the planet of illusions. So a retrograde feels like reviewing what illusions we've been buying into, pulling back the curtain on any deception, understanding things that we maybe bought into too easily. Secrets could be revealed, or not even like secrets, but just, it's like that moment in The Wizard of Oz when she pulls back the curtain and sees that he's just a regular man that's been operating this big smoke show and getting everybody to buy into him being a wizard, right? That's the moment of Neptune retrograde. It's like a behind the scenes look at all the mechanisms, all the wheels turning that create this reality that we see and just accept as fact, right? So this is a time during Neptune retrograde, and specifically leading up to this new moon today, where we're asking ourselves, where have we been confused? Why were we confused? Where have our boundaries been a little bit blurry? This is a great time to figure out if we've had kind of some wiggle room or some blurry boundaries. How do we get more clarity in those areas? We might also be forced to review our own sense of faith and belief. Neptune is associated with religion. So so much religion, and this is nothing against religion, but so much religion is just told to us as, this is how it was, this is what the Bible says, this is what, this ancient script or text says, so it's fact, right? So you might be reviewing your own sense of belief, the things that you've bought into and taken as fact, and maybe you have a stronger belief once you go back and review them. Maybe it affirms that belief, but maybe you also are wondering, why do I believe that? So that's another question to ask yourself today. How do I feel? Why do I believe the things I believe as we're coming up to this new moon? Concepts over the next 5 months of universal love, higher consciousness, you could see those coming back into even the media. Neptune rules the media, but I don't see Neptune as ruling like the daily news media, but more like movies, TV, kind of the fantasy side of media, because Neptune is the planet of fantasy as well. I could even see during Neptune retrograde, like old movies coming back into popularity, or even old music coming back up, like what's going on with Stranger Things and that Kate Bush song that everyone's obsessed with from like 1984 or whenever it came out. So Neptune retrograde is a sense of like nostalgia as well about things that were popular in years past. Maybe they come back into your awareness during the next few months. So that's the other big transit that's happening all at the same time as the new moon. And it's something, the other astrologer I was listening to, Catherine Urban, this morning, talked about how because Neptune is such a long retrograde, really paying attention to the stations. So today, as Neptune stations retrograde, what's coming up? What are we reflecting? What are we reviewing? That doesn't mean over the next 5 months that these things won't come up again, but just really taking today before the new moon to reflect. And then when Neptune stations direct again on December 3rd, we'll be able to ask ourselves, what came up? What did we realize? What was revealed during this time? So just a very reflective energy around this new moon. Yes, you did. Tuned in at a perfect time, talking about your ruling planet. Open heart is a great place to manifest from, and gratitude is key. Yes, I love that. Anytime we manifest, gratitude just amplifies it. Anytime we set intentions, starting with gratitude is a great way to get into the energy of attraction. Being grateful for the things we already have, the things that are already going well, being grateful for a healthy body or a functioning body that allows you to be here and watch this live stream, allows you to sit in your bubble bath with ease and relax. That can be the gratitude in itself. Yes. Venus. Thank you, Venus, for connecting with Jupiter today. We love that. I have not listened to the whole, I'm assuming we're talking about the Kate Bush album. Looks like it's on my list today. That feels very Cancer new moon, very emotional. So running up that hill, you know, it's like all about the struggle. It's good. It's good. Okay, now let's walk through what this new moon is going to mean for each sign. So this is a great time to grab your chart. If you don't have a copy of your chart, head to thespiritualjournalist.com and grab your copy there. Thespiritualjournalist.com/birth chart is where you can get your copy and just really start to pay attention to where is Cancer in your chart, and specifically, where is 7 degrees Cancer in your chart? 7 degrees anything in your chart, like I said, but specifically 7 degrees Cancer. That's going to be the area that's going to be affected the most. And if you do have a copy of your chart, really paying attention to that 7 degree mark, because yes, we're going to talk through which house is most affected by this new moon, and like you will definitely feel this energy over the next couple days and through Cancer season. What we'll be talking about for each sign is really a theme to come back to for all of Cancer season, because remember, the sun is moving through this house throughout Cancer season along with the new moon over the next couple days. But like for me, for example, Cancer rules my 11th house, but 7 degrees Cancer is still hanging out in my 10th house. So when I'm working with this new moon energy, I'm thinking about both of these things and really reflecting on how these areas of my life are going right now. What intentions do I want to set in both areas? So just a little piece of advice. All right. And I don't know, you guys watching live, do you guys want a card for each sign, or do you just want a card at the end? Comment quickly so we can make a decision. We're co-creating this together. Grand Rising Jackie, happy to see you here. Closest I have is Gemini, 6 degrees. Saturn, 6 degrees in Gemini. Okay, so Venus is on your Saturn right now. Okay, all right. So lessons in love. And Ken, I know that's been coming up for you, but you're probably going to really feel that today around this new moon. Cancer in the 7th house with Chiron in Cancer. Okay, so this might be a little touchy when it comes to your relationships. And Katie, is it you that has a partner who's a Cancer or a Cancer rising? I know one of you does. And I would just say be extra gentle with your partner today. All right, we're going to start with Cancers. And I think I'm just going to do one card at the end for everybody. I think we have enough to reflect on without a card for every single. You want a card for each? Okay, all right, you get a card for each. This is part of the co-creation. Cancer in the 2nd house, no planets in Cancer. Diane, manifest your heart out tonight, okay? All right, let's go through each sign, and you each get a card because Jackie wants it, and Jackie gets what Jackie wants, all right? Okay, starting with our Cancer babies. This is your new moon. This is your time. This is a new you. It's safe to step into the next version of yourself, Cancer risings, under this new moon. And I know I didn't say this, but always pay attention to your rising sign. If you know it, if not, your sun sign, just take what resonates. Anyway, Cancer risings. This is a time to find renewed purpose and really ask yourself, who am I becoming? Why am I here? Also, the 1st house rules our physical body, our physical presence. So again, really paying attention to what it is that your physical body is asking for is going to be really important for you if you're a Cancer rising. But like you could even feel like you are becoming a whole new person this Cancer season, stepping into a whole new evolution of yourself. Welcome it, accept it, be grateful for it, and really get quiet so you can set intentions from a place of authenticity about who it is you want to become and what you want to evolve in this next phase. All right, Cancer risings, what do we need to know? Release. Ooh, okay. You got the waning crescent phase. So this would be the phase right before the new moon. And if you're a Cancer rising and your rising sign is above 7 degrees, this new moon is actually going to be in your 12th house. So as we're talking about stepping into the next evolution of yourself, stepping into the next version of yourself, often we have to leave something behind, release something in order to make space for the new. So what do you need to release in order to become who you're meant to be? That is your question. That's your card if you are a Cancer rising. You get a card. You get a card. Everybody gets a card. Yes, yes, yes. All right, moving on to our Gemini risings. This new moon is lighting up your second house. And Diane just talked about the second house. Yeah, this is a powerful time for you to call in resources and to manifest what you physically want to come to fruition in your life. The second house is all about physical possessions, income, and our values as well. So if you're a Gemini rising, it's really important for you to reflect on your values as you're setting intentions. Is what you're calling in actually aligned with your true values as a human in this lifetime? It's very easy to be like, I want $1 million. I want a new car. I want a new house. I want all these physical things. But why do you want them? What part of you, what part of your values is longing for those things? So reflecting on that. And I mean, this is a really fun new moon if you're a Gemini rising. So just really envision what you want to bring into your reality, picture it, see it. You could even write it down. If you're a Gemini rising, that would be very on point for you. And at the same time, ask yourself, why? Why is it that I want these things? Okay, and your card, my Gemini risings, boundaries. Okay, the waxing gibbous. So boundaries. You know, this is just boundaries are a great thing to keep in mind all the time. But I love that we pulled this during the Cancer new moon because, well, Venus, first of all, is in your first house right now. If you're a Gemini rising, it's moving through your first house, which can make it really easy to connect to other people. But in order to call in physical resources, in order to manifest things in the physical, we do have to be aware of our boundaries and how much of our energy we're sharing with other people. And that's really easy for you to do if you're a Gemini rising. So as you're reflecting on your values, as you're setting intentions, also asking, where could I have clearer boundaries? So the energy I'm calling in, I know is going to come to me, you know, and not maybe if we don't have clear boundaries, the things we manifest can just, if we're sharing energy with everyone else, I would imagine that energy can easily be channeled to other people too. So setting boundaries is part of, I think, reflecting on our values as well. What is our value versus what is the value of our family, the people around us, the stories we've been told? You know, often our boundaries can get blurred in those situations. So boundaries for you. Gemini risings. Okay, our Taurus risings. This new moon is in your third house of communication, of learning, of speaking, and of friendships. But the question for you, Taurus risings, is what do you want to learn and what are you currently learning? If there's something that's been kind of pulling at you or piquing your interest, this is a great new moon to follow that and set intentions around learning more. And not only, you know, what are you learning, like reading a book or taking a course, but who are you learning from? Our friends, our coworkers, the people around us can be our greatest teachers. So asking, who am I surrounding myself with? What am I learning? And more importantly, in this next phase, is that serving me? And what do I want to learn more of? Okay, Taurus risings, the card coming through for you, self-reflection. Self-reflection. Really a time for you to reflect on these questions. What do I want to learn? What have I already learned? How can I open my mind a little bit more to new information? Keeping an open heart and an open mind is really the best way for you to use this energy if you're a Taurus rising, because I'm a firm believer in what I need to know will come to me when I need to know it. So simply setting the intention of, I want to learn more about whatever that looks like, astrology, whatever that looks like for you, you'll start to see more about astrology, and it'll probably manifest more quickly than you even think or realize. So just taking some time for that self-reflection, that reflection component we've been talking about throughout this live stream, and figuring out what is it that I truly want so I can call in more of it. Oh, good. I'm glad your card resonated for you, Diane. Very meaningful. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, I needed that boundary reminder. Honestly, a huge lesson around this today. See, and sometimes the cards just speak to us even if they're not specifically pulled for us. If you're tuning in, again, the information that you need will come to you when you need it. So if you happen to tune in and the first thing you heard was like, whoa, I need to hear that, there's no coincidence there. Okay, moving on to our beautiful Aries rising babies. Home is where the heart is for you under this new moon in your 4th house, which is traditionally ruled by Cancer. So, really tending to your home, tending to the people closest to you, tending to your family. As we lead up to the new moon, reflecting on how you were raised, the people who raised you, your relationships with them, how they shaped you, and maybe setting intentions around what home you are creating, what family you are creating for yourself now, and how those situations, people that you were raised with have impacted the environment that you create for yourself. Remember, you can rewrite your own story, but also there's so much wisdom and heart and beauty to be gained from carrying on traditions from past generations. So doing a little bit of that reflection, especially as Neptune is now retrograde, it's a great time to figure out, oh, what illusions did I maybe buy into, or beliefs did I just accept because that's how I was raised? And then making that decision, tuning into your body and asking yourself, what beliefs do I want to carry on for my family and my home? So really just being in your safe space, being in your home today is a really powerful way to connect with all of these things if you are an Aries rising. And your card is Trust. The Trust card came up for you, Aries risings. So I love that we talked about Neptune retrograde. And Neptune is asking us, what have we been trusting, and is it safe to trust that, or have we been trusting too easily? So just take this card and sit with the question of trust. How trusting am I? Who am I trusting of coming into my home, letting into my safe space? Am I trusting enough? If you're an Aries rising, trust might be a little bit more difficult for you. You can be much more external than receiving. So trust, that is your assignment. Trusting that it will all unfold as it's supposed to. Trusting that the beliefs you learned, even if you don't believe them anymore, served you in one way or another, and that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Getting quiet, getting still can really help you lean into these things. I know if you're an Aries rising, getting quiet and still is not your favorite, but today's the day to do it. Okay, my Pisces risings. Well, a card just flew out for you, so we're going to hold on to that. Pisces risings. My question for you is, how fun is it to be a human? If you're a Pisces rising, maybe being human is not the most natural thing to you. You like to be off in another world. You might even feel like an alien sometimes, or that you just belong in a different dimension. And you honestly might. But remember, with the new moon lighting up your 5th house, it's all about pleasure and play and connection and romance and all of these things that come along with literally being a human. And so how can you make the human experience more fun and more playful in this next chapter for yourself? Playing is the best way to invite in new energy, new emotions, to connect with your closest people. It could even be something as simple as suggesting to play a board game tonight with your family or friends. That could be a great way to use this energy. But whatever it is, making art, being creative, leaning into the fun of the human experience. That's your assignment if you're a Pisces rising under this new moon. Just finding that flow, that ease that comes with play, being silly, even if you're by yourself. Just like be a little bit silly under this new moon. And that playful energy is going to help you call in whatever it is that you want more of. And hopefully it involves more play, more fun in this next phase. And the card that flew out of the deck for you is assessing. So I love that she's like, this feels very Pisces rising. I don't know if you can see it, but she is the hot air balloon looking at the moon, looking ahead to the first quarter moon and what actions she wants to take. But there's also this like fanciful element to the card of like, this seems like, you know, like almost a theatrical production. So how can you make your life a little bit more fun? Lean into that creative energy that comes easily to you if you're a Pisces rising, and look ahead. How can I keep this fun going? How can assess, how can I have more fun throughout this cycle? How can I tap into my inner child and be playful throughout the next cycle? Keeping that energy going as you look ahead. Okay, Aquarius risings. This new moon is in your 6th house. And the question here is, how are your daily habits affecting your body? The 6th house is all about our health and wellness, about those daily small actions that we take that make up the bigger picture of our wellness. And the 6th house also has to do with our daily work, the work that we're doing on a daily basis. So that goes into the rituals, the habits that kind of come second nature to us once we get into a groove. As we're reflecting ahead of this new moon, today's a great time to ask yourself to tap into how am I feeling and ask, okay, how are my daily habits contributing to those feelings? Do they make me feel good? Okay, more of this, please. Let's do more of that in the next chapter. We talked about this yesterday, but the new moon doesn't always have to bring like a brand new set of intentions in a brand new area of your life. Sometimes the new moon can just be recommitting to intentions that you've set earlier before, you know. So maybe you are feeling like you want to change things up and start a new routine, set totally new intentions. Or if you're an Aquarius rising, this new moon for you could be a recommitment to your health, a recommitment to your wellness, and an awareness of your body and of how it feels on the day-to-day. And if you're an Aquarius rising, your card is wisdom. Oof. Card number 22, also master number card, wisdom. I love that we pulled this when we're talking about the 6th house, because it reminds us that our body carries so much wisdom. And even if your rational mind is saying, okay, well, this is what my routine should look like. I should wake up. I should take a shower and brush my teeth, or go to the gym first thing in the morning, or whatever that looks like in your own brain. This card and this new moon is here to remind you that your body carries more wisdom than you're giving it credit for. If you're an Aquarius rising, there's part of you that kind of like lives up here too. So really taking that time to listen to your body, listen to its wisdom today, and ask what adjustments that you can make to better serve it moving forward. Okay, my Capricorn risings. This is a big new moon for you. It's a big cycle coming up for you. The full moon's going to be in your 1st house. So this new moon is, I believe, a really powerful time to set intentions specifically for Capricorn risings. It's also a prime time for new relationships. The moon is in your 7th house. So this next phase could be big for you if you're calling in a new relationship, you're looking to maybe renew the energy in a current relationship. And it doesn't even have to be love relationships, although there is definitely a loving element here, a romantic element here with everything we talked about between Venus and Jupiter tonight. Like if you are a Cap rising and you are calling in love, you're looking for a new relationship, whew, this is a powerful moon to manifest it, especially with the moon conjunct Lilith, because it's like we're in our power, we're sovereign, and from that place, we can easily call in a healthier relationship because we're not looking for anyone to fill up that part of ourselves. We know that we are enough by ourselves, right? So that's usually the best place, you know, when you hear relationship experts talk, you need to feel full and complete first before you can fully connect with someone else, but it's a really great time for a new relationship. If you're a Capricorn rising, new friendships, even new business partnerships and opportunities. I will say that the assignment for you, if you're a Capricorn rising under this new moon, is to let your guard down. And I know that's probably not easy for you, my sweet little Capricorn risings, but it's safe to connect with other people. That's your mantra. It's safe to make connections. And also assess as you're meeting new people in this next phase, as you're setting intentions around the relationships you want to form or deepen, ask yourself, are these connections making me feel safe? Of course, that's so important to you, that security aspect if you're a Capricorn rising. So ask yourself, are the relationships I'm in making me feel safe? How can I call in safer relationships? And also, when I'm relating to other people, how can I make them feel safe too? How can I create these secure, safe attachments where each individual person is free to be who they want to be and be sovereign? And Lilith is definitely here to remind us of that this new moon. Okay, Capricorn risings. What do you need to know? Ooh, resistance. Oh, Capricorn risings, the resistance card. I love that this came up for you because resistance is your middle name, right? It's like you can be a little resistant to opening up probably to new people, which is totally fine. But where are you resisting connection? Where are you resisting connection if you're a Capricorn rising? Loosen up there, soften up there, allow yourself to feel safe and secure in your own body. So it doesn't really matter who's coming in or out of your energy field. You are a steady presence on your own. And where is the resistance? Really asking yourself, where is resistance coming up for me? That's where I can water a little bit more. That's where I can give a little more energy and attention to feel safer in that area. I love that the Capricorn risings got the resistance card. So good. So good. Okay. Sag risings, my fun Sag risings. This is an interesting new moon for you. If you're a Sag rising, there's part of you that just like wants to keep going higher and learn more. But with the new moon in your 8th house, this is a time to go deeper and assess what you already know. Assess those deep-seated beliefs. Lilith is definitely your ally under this new moon, for sure. So going deeper, getting more intimate with yourself in your closest relationships as well, assessing those bonds, reflecting on those bonds you have with other people. If you're a Sag rising, you might even learn new truths about yourself and about other people. And doing so can actually deepen the current relationships you have with other people and that you have with yourself. So this is really a time to go deeper, go within, like revel in the darkness of the new moon. There's no light on the moon right now. Be in that darkness. Get comfortable with yourself. Get safe inside yourself. And I know, Sag risings, you just want to be around other people and have fun, but this is a time I would suggest solitude under this new moon, taking some quiet time for yourself. Even it could be a really cool practice if you're a Sag rising to like late tonight, go sit in a dark room with the lights off, you know, and just actually I was watching, if you watch the Tyler Henry Medium show, he has this like room that he built in his house or in his garage that's complete darkness and it has a mirror and like he can see things in the mirror and spirits can come through. So if that's not your thing, don't do that. But darkness is your friend under this new moon. Darkness can help you excavate the emotions that are hiding in your own shadows. And this is a powerful, powerful time to do it. So Sag risings, the message for you, you get the boundaries card too. You get the boundaries card too. And I love how this came up for Gemini risings and Sag risings. Opposite ends of the zodiac wheel, but very similar energies. Sag risings, like boundaries. I literally talked about this with Court on Saturn Return Diaries. Both of my parents have Sag risings. And boundaries are not really their thing. So... and I love them. This is no shade against them. But having boundaries, going deep within and figuring out where maybe am I not having boundaries, boundaries make us feel safe. Boundaries make us feel safe in our own emotions and our own self. So when we forgo boundaries, when we have no boundaries, we're constantly taking on other people's energy. And you know what? Now that this card came up, Sag Risings, cord cutting. Do some cord cutting. Where are you not having boundaries? Whose energy do you need to cut out of your field? Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Getting quiet, getting intimate can help you figure out where those boundaries need to be and where they haven't been. Okay, few more. Scorpio risings. This is a fun new moon for you. It's in your 9th house of expansion, adventure, long-term travel, higher learning. So whether you're setting intentions about adventuring somewhere new, maybe cracking open a good book, expect to learn a lot in the next phase. If you're going to be going on a trip this summer, it's probably going to be a really expansive trip for you. And the mantra for you, Scorpio risings, because, you know, you're kind of the opposite of what we just talked about with Sag risings. You're like, I like to be in my own space. I like to remain mysterious. Boundaries, we love boundaries for Scorpio risings. But for you, it's safe to expand. It's safe to open to other people, to say yes to spontaneous adventures, to let that mystery be revealed a little bit more, and to connect with other people along the way. So just, you know, this is really a moment for you to make it bigger, dream bigger under this new moon. And for you, Jupiter, all that Jupiter activation is definitely your friend if you're a Scorpio rising. The square to Jupiter, Venus connecting to Jupiter, it's like, yes, please, just what do you want more of? Set intentions around that under this new moon. And, you know, you might even surprise yourself by being a little bit spontaneous over the next couple of days, deciding this weekend, I'm just going to take a spontaneous road trip and adventure somewhere new. And the insight you could gain in that process could be very profound. Scorpio risings, your card is gratitude. Gratitude. I love this for the 9th house. The 9th house is all about abundance and ruled by Jupiter, as we just talked about, Jupiter being the planet of gratitude. So, you know, the mantra, the phrase, more of this, please, comes to mind. Looking around at what you already have that's abundant in your life, Scorpio risings, and asking the universe, more of this, please, starting with gratitude as you're manifesting. And when you're in that place of gratitude and like, I'm just happy with everything I have right now, it frees you up to be more spontaneous and just like go with the flow, right? Because you already have everything you need. You're already grateful for everything you have. So anything else is just a cherry on top. And that's what the next phase will likely feel like for you. Just a cherry on top of the current greatness that is already your life. Okay? Libra risings. This new moon is in your 10th house, your house of career. So setting intentions around your long-term goals is definitely favored for you if you are a Libra rising. You could even see a new career opportunity this Cancer season. And I would say, like, you know, if you're a Libra rising, relationships are really important to you. Your ruling planet is Venus. Venus is getting some support from Jupiter today. So those relationships could feel especially abundant today. And Libra risings, like in your workplace or whatever you're working towards, if you're not in a traditional career, your ability to take care of other people will not go unnoticed. Like, this is a new moon that could bring some recognition within yourself and even recognition from others. Like, wow, this is someone who's like really good at making other people feel good and taking care of other people. Now, with that being said, we don't want to do too much of that. This new moon is about listening to yourself, listening to your body, listening to what feels good. But if you're a Libra rising, being with other people, making other people feel good is probably what feels good for you too. So yeah, how can you honor yourself under this new moon and also continue to work towards the things, these long-term big dreams that you have? Setting intentions around your long-term goals is just so powerful for you if you're a Libra rising. Ooh, and the card you got is hunger, and it's the wolf moon. So what are you hungry for, Libra risings? What are you not getting You know, how are you not? Hunger is a great word for the Cancer new moon because it's like really listening to your body. What signals is your body sending you? What is your body hungry for? Call in more of that. Set intentions around that. And that will get you closer to your long-term goals. Even if it's like, my long-term goal is to have $1 million. Okay, yeah, sure, set that intention. But, you know, the hunger you feel to ride your bike more can actually get you closer to that $1 million in a weird way because you're doing things that light you up. You're in the energy of attraction more. So following your body's hunger can actually get you closer to your long-term goals under this new moon. Really listening to your body and asking, what am I hungry for? What have I been depriving myself of? That can help you set intentions, definitely. Last two, Virgo risings. My fellow Virgo risings, this new moon lands in our 11th house, our house of community, of humanitarian causes, of technology, of connection with a group of people. So this is a great new moon to set intentions around the community you want to surround yourself with. If you already feel like you're part of a really thriving, wonderful community that's lighting you up, how can you add to that community? How can you make that community even better? If you're a Virgo rising, I'm sure you have 25 ideas about how you can make things better. So how can you add to it? And also, how can you feel safe and just accept the love from your community? Being around like-minded people is going to feel especially nurturing for you right now if you're a Virgo rising. So just finding your people under this new moon, setting intentions around spending more time with them. And with everything going on in the world, if you're a Virgo rising, you know, you might be somebody who's a little bit more reserved in your expression. But if there is a cause that's weighing on your heart, Virgo risings, now is the time to share about it. Now is the time to speak up about it, to make it known what you care about, what your values are. And as always, listen to your body, listen to what feels good before just doing it. But setting intentions around what you want to stand up for, what do you want to stand for, is going to actually bring you more people that care about the same thing. Bring those people into your awareness and create an even more nurturing, aligned community for you. Okay, Virgo risings. What do we need to know, friends? Sovereignty. Sovereignty is our card, Virgo risings. Under this new moon in Cancer, conjunct Lilith. If you're a Virgo rising, and I know we have some male Virgo risings watching too. If this resonates with you, this is your card. Speak up for your sovereignty. Speak up for your bodily sovereignty. I love that this came up for the 11th house too, because the 11th house is ruled by Aquarius, which is all about maintaining your sovereignty, maintaining your individuality, but also being part of a collective. And this is your time to find your people, find people who care about the same things as you. Remain sovereign in your belief, in your opinion, but use that power that comes with sovereignty to make connections with other people as well. Ooh, such a juicy card. I love that it's like this. That's the card that goes with the Oracle deck too. It's the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I don't know if I said that, but very Cancer. Sovereignty. I love this. And last but certainly not least, my Leo risings. Aw, Ken. You need to find my people. Where are your people, Ken? You Virgo rising. You belong here. Okay, Leo risings. This new moon is in your 12th house, okay? And I say that with some seriousness because a 12th house transit is not the easiest. If you're a Leo rising, now is the time to release, to let go, to rest. Oh my goodness, do you need some rest if you're a Leo rising right now? There's no need to put on a show anymore. You're good at that. You can do that anytime you need to. There's no need to put on a happy face or show up or be the leader right now. Now is your time to just give your body, give yourself some rest and release. Let your emotions flow. Let it all out if you're a Leo rising. You've probably been holding it all in so you can show up and be a great leader at work and be a great leader for your family, but let it out. Let it all out so that you can as we move towards Leo season, this Leo season can be that new chapter for you. But in Cancer season, now is the time for you to just release it and let it flow. Get it all out now, because next month, Leo season, that's your time to shine, baby. So, listen to your body now. Give it rest. Give it release. Don't be afraid to just be still. Maybe sleep a little bit more. See what comes up in your dreams. That can be a great way to figure out what needs to be released as well. But this is a full permission slip, Leo risings, to do nothing. Just let your body show you what it wants. And your card is Will. Will. Again, so perfect for Leo risings. You have so much willpower, right? If you're a Leo rising, like, willpower is your middle name. You can just keep pushing yourself to go and do and show up for the people around you and do it in an excellent way and make everybody feel wonderful. And also like go after what you want. There's like this strong willpower if you're a Leo rising, but don't forget the will of your body, because your body's going to win. Your mind, your heart can want all these things, but if you're not listening to your body, its willpower is going to overpower all those other things. So, as you set intentions, I would recommend for you, Leo risings, to set intentions around what you want to do next month. If you even do set intentions at all under this new moon, I would say you could just do a total like bath, don't set intentions, release moment. But if you are going to, maybe ask, what will I do in Leo season? What do I want to do in, the next chapter? And what do I need to release now to let go of? Where have I been pushing too hard? Willpower can, make us really push. So where have I been pushing too hard? And where can I let go? Where can I release? Where can I let my body's will take over and give my heart and mind a rest a little bit for this season? All right. I know. You knew I was talking directly to you, didn't you, Jenny? Yeah, I knew that would speak to you. It is weird that I feel like this might resonate for my Leo rising baby. He's very performative and he's just so sleepy this week and not sick. Yeah, absolutely. Our kids are really sensitive to energy. And so, yeah, he's probably going to be more sleepy over the next couple days under this Cancer moon. Once the moon moves into Leo, he might, and I think that will be on, let's see, Thursday or Friday, he'll probably get a little bit more energy. But yeah, let him sleep. Let that sleeping baby sleep, I love that he's also very performative as a baby, he's like ready. He's like, oh, it's all about me. I'm ready to put on a show for you guys. Look at this cool little trick I can do, even if it's like grabbing your finger. I don't know how old your baby is. That's so cute. Oh, good. I'm glad the Capricorn rising message resonated for you. It's been my inner work lately. Letting go of dependency and control with my Virgo energy. Oof. But staying open and allowing connection to come in and be vulnerable. You are right on track. And it's safe for you to open and be vulnerable. That's, again, a mantra for Capricorn risings. It is safe for me to connect. It is safe for me to feel vulnerable. Yes. And I love how the Aquarius reminder resonated for you too, Katie, and maybe this moon is probably starting in your 6th house today and then moving into your 7th house. So, you're kind of reflecting on both of those energies, the routines, the rituals, the structure that you have in place as such an earthy person, that this like kind of protocol you have. This Cancer moon is like, what does my body want? How can I feel safer in my body first? And then that's when you can open up to like, okay, now that I'm safe in my own body and I've been listening to it, I can feel safe connecting with other people and potentially their bodies too. Let's see. Neptune retrograde in my 1st house. Yeah, I know, girl. The confusion is real. It's probably today, especially. He is so performative. 10 months old. Oh my goodness. A little showman you have on your hands. I love that. Let him sleep. Just let him sleep over the next couple of days. It's so fun like hearing about your kids and their signs too, because I love like, it's really cool watching kids grow up and kind of like how they develop into all of their energy too. That's like one of the greatest joys. Or as I've gotten more into astrology, I'll look back at charts of kids that I've known their whole life, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense, you know? So it's such a fun way to use astrology. All right, everybody, let's end with our affirmation of the day. And that is, I am powerful, I am deserving. I am powerful, I am deserving. And this affirmation is really inspired by Lilith in so many ways, because this new moon is defined by Lilith the way I see it. And I wrote I am deserving because your body is deserving of rest. Your body is deserving of love. Your body is deserving of care. And your body is so powerful. And your body is the vessel that's carrying your consciousness through this lifetime. So coming back to your body, asking, what does it need to feel powerful? What does it deserve to feel powerful? Does it deserve a nice long bubble bath? Does it deserve an extra 3 hours of sleep tonight? What are you deserving of, and how can you feel more powerful in your body? That's today's affirmation. And that's what we'll end with today. I'm so grateful that you showed up for yourself. I hope this video was helpful for you to kind of decide or pinpoint what kinds of intentions you might want to set under this new moon, and reflect today on how this energy is showing up in your life. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can finally monetize this channel, keep these videos coming to you for free every single day. And it's just such a joy to connect with you all every day, to hold this space for you under this new moon in Cancer. I hope you know that this is always a safe space for you to come to and express your emotions. It's so important that you know that every day, but especially today under this Cancer new moon. In my 11th house of community, it's important for me to let you know that this is a safe community for you, that you belong here, and that together we are more powerful, and you're never alone. You always have the people in the chat, and you always have me to talk to every day. Thank you, Diane, for being here. Loving your insights every day. Thank you all for sharing your humor, your emotions, all the things in the comments. You make my day every day. I'll be back tomorrow. We have a very low-key day tomorrow to really just be in our bodies and let all of the things we talked about today wash over us. The moon will just be making a couple connections in Cancer and giving us a nice downtime to process everything that has happened, everything that we talked about during this live stream. I'm going to go ahead and put chapter markers on the timeline for anybody who came in late, wants to go back, watch different parts of the forecast. So look for those in the next couple hours. And I will see you all tomorrow morning. Oh, happy to see you here too, Maribel. Thank you, Ken. I'll see you all right back here tomorrow morning. But until then, stay safe, give your body some love, and stay curious. Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.